Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse and I am trying to stream from home again today. So I got my internet upgraded and I made some changes to my settings on OBS, but I'm still getting occasionally some issues. So let me know on your end how this looks. What kind of quality are you getting? And we'll see. There's still a few more things that I could try. So if it gets bad, I may be able to fix it. But today we are going to work on that search page that we were working on yesterday. So yesterday we worked on styling the search bar, and we styled the sorting dropdown and the filters, the checkbox filters. So I don't know if style would be the right word. We arranged them differently, so we laid it out differently. So today I'd like to focus on styling the actual results. So right now they look a mess, and I'll switch over to them now because I think I look a mess. The only thing I do want to show you when I'm in this view is my cool shirt. So I got this shirt from my grandma at Christmas time, powered by ramen. So anyway, I'm a ramen fan. Let me switch over now. Okay, cool. Now we'll be able to see the code. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, and I was working on the routing. I did make some pretty interesting changes to the routing function. So if you want to check out what I've done, look at the last thing that was, let's see if I did this git push origin. Alright, so I just now pushed these changes. So the last commit that is pushed up to the repo has some changes to be able to handle some different situations, particularly when we have two parameters for our routing in our server.js file. So I added a lot of comments to try to make it easier to understand. So someone can ask me at the end of the stream if you want me to go through this. I'm not going to right now, but hopefully the comments will help you if you want to check it out on your own. The link to the repo should be in the description. Alright, so let's go over and go over to the search page. I've been slowly going through every link I could find on every page and making sure that the data slugs are correct in WordPress and that the router handles it correctly. So it's just been it's kind of slow going because occasionally I'll run into something and I'm like, are you serious? That URL is why is it like that? And then I'll have to go back, and that's why I had to add some logic into the router to handle this case that I had found. Alright, so we're going to go onto the search page, and one thing I have noticed, and we noticed it a little bit the last time I tried to stream from home, is that everything is slower. So even if the stream is okay, everything else on this machine is slower. So if it gets too bad, I may end up either using a different machine completely. I have a Windows desktop that might be better, or it's possible, and the guy, I believe, was it Matthew? Yeah, I think his name was Matthew, who would help. I mentioned yesterday he'd help me out. He said that it's possible to run OBS on a completely different machine network as my laptop, and then all the streaming stuff would be handled by that machine, and then I would just handle actually building the stuff. So that might be the best solution. I just need to get that all set up on the other computer, which currently is on the other side of my house right now. So I'll have to figure some way to make that work. Okay. All right, Blake. Hey, everybody. I see you all in the chat here. So Blake asked for a speed test. Yeah, maybe we'll do a speed test later on. Remind me towards the end of the stream or on the next break about doing a speed test. It's not spectacular. The best internet I can get here is 25 on the upload or 25 on the download and 5 on the upload. So still not great. But I even asked, like, do you have anything else? And they said, no, that's the highest we can go. So that's what we have. Literally the best money can buy. All for the stream. Nikki says, speed test while streaming is not a good idea. Oh, okay. Yeah, good call. So anyway, those are, I'll tell you what the results of my speed test were. After I upgraded, I think I was getting like a little over 3 on the upload, and the download was like 17. So you know how that works. You never really get what they say. All right, so we do have the search page up now, and I'm gonna start my Pomodoro timer. We're gonna do a 25-minute Pomodoro session where we code. After that, we'll take a 5-minute break, and I'll answer any questions that are in the live chat. And we're just gonna go back and forth. We'll do 2 Pomodoro sessions today. Unless for some reason we just fly through this and make everything look perfect within the first 25 minutes, then we'll only do 1. And then at the end, I'll take all the rest of the time to answer questions. And let's see. I'm just checking what's in the chat right now. All right, great. So it seems like the stream's doing well. I've gotten no weird messages about it from OBS. So let me check. Yeah, most of the users are getting 720p. So most of you are getting 720p, which is great. That's what I'm shooting for. All right. I think this is doable. So let's search for something. I keep searching for biology, so why not just keep going and search for biology? All right. So why did anthropology come up immediately when I searched biology? I don't know. I guess the word biology must be in there somewhere. So here's our search results. I'll zoom in. So right now we're getting the category, which is major. Although I talked to my boss, and evidently it's really the department and not necessarily the major. So the title on the current website said major departments or department majors or something like that. There was, or no, programs. I'm sorry, these are programs. So they said major programs. So I think we're going to go with calling them programs instead. For now, I'm going to stick with majors. There's no sense in me changing everything unless I'm 100% sure. So anyway, the category is major. We see here's a category for department. So we're displaying categories. We're displaying the date, which we may or may not even want to display. I just needed this displayed when we were testing our sorting. And then the title. We had talked weeks ago about also displaying a small description. I don't know that that's the best idea right now, because there's a lot of pieces of content that either don't have a description, or worse, they have a really weird description that's formatted weird. It has strange HTML tags in it, and even if we remove the HTML tags, it would look even worse. So I don't think we can do that now. So the first thing we're going to do is just make it look good with the category and the title, potentially the date. The dates really don't matter right now, though, because a lot of the content came over, and they'll all have like the date when it was imported over to the new database and not the actual published date. So I don't know. We'll see. So I think that's all we're going to have right now for the search results. It's going to be a little bare. At some point, it'd be great to get reasonable excerpts and descriptions for each page that comes up in these results. But it just depends on, who I can get to do that. I mean, I certainly don't think it's a good use of my time to go through and try to write that right now. All right, so let's do that. I don't really have any inspiration that I'm going with here or any vision in my head. So we're just gonna like get this design going as we go. So I'm open to any suggestions that you all have. And Angie says, excited to watch this. I've never done a code with me before. I'm such a noob. Don't worry about it. I'm a noob too at many things, so I'm glad that you're here in the live chat. Feel free to ask any questions that pop up. I'm happy to go over anything if I'm being confusing or anything like that. All right, so let's pull out this date first. That'll do a lot to clean it up because this date's ugly. We'll go over to the code. Let me know if this code is not big enough. I may have to go bigger than normal because I can't get 1080p quality at home. Where are we at? Search. And I'm going to get rid of as much as I can. Okay. So here's where should be below, right? Oh no, we moved our checkboxes below the results. Okay, so here's our results. So here's the actual markup, and we just used some divs. We didn't even use any material UI components. For right now, I think this is okay. I don't think I want to make cards for each one of these. We can try it. If whatever we come up with right now doesn't really look great, we can try to do cards, but I think it'll just look cleaner like this. So we'll see how it goes. So let's pull out the date right now. We'll get rid of that. If we do add it back in later, we'll definitely make it look a lot nicer than it did. We currently have, where's this? The type here. Let's see. The type is a slightly different color. It's a little bit gray, but it might not be a bad idea to make this an entirely different color to maybe have it stand out a bit more. So let's what color should we make this? Trying to see what color we have. We could make it this gold color. Let's see what it looks like with the gold. And so we already have the class's type on here, so we could just add to that class. I think that's what we'll do. Scroll all the way up to where we have type, and let's go with color. And what color do we have? Is it like theme? I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but let's try theme API. Oops, not API. I don't know what I'm thinking. Theme color secondary. Let's see if that works. And I forgot a comma. That's why I'm getting that red error line. Nikki says, if a different color, that same yellow as the student profile. Yeah, I thought about that. Did anything happen? No, nothing happened. I wonder if we're using that. I may have to look up what that is supposed to be. I wonder if it'll give me... I guess we can look at Material UI. Documentation. And Nikki, I think you're right. We could go with that color, but I want to see how the gold looks. So I know that yellow sometimes is a bit hard to make out on, especially on older monitors. So if the gold looks okay, I think I'm going to go with the gold, and then we may end up changing the cards as well on the home page. Secondary. All right, yeah, that was undefined. All right, style. Hopefully, it'll tell us. Primary. Palette? Okay, maybe we gotta go palette then. So we'll go theme, palette, secondary. See if that works. Is that how you spell palette? P-A-L-E-T-T-E. Knew it didn't look right. Secondary. Alright, that looks better. Let's try it now. See what we have. Should be getting a refresh soon. I guess while I'm waiting for the refresh, I'm going to look back in here. Oh, Angie says, is this a class with the font settings on its own? Yeah, so Angie, I'm not sure how much you know about React. So this is probably going to look weird. Let me see. Okay, John, I see John's already answered. So I'll just kind of add to that as well. So in React, one of the ways you can do styles is to make a JavaScript object with CSS-like properties. So you can see this is, it looks kind of like CSS, but we're doing some stuff like with camel casing. So I am just making a class called type, basically, and I'm setting the color to whatever color we have saved, basically, in as this. So instead of putting the hex value like we normally would, then hey Ambrose, my 3-year-old is trying to get over here. Ambrose, we can't watch any shows right now. I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. Okay. So anyway, so that's all we're doing. You know, very, very similar to what we do normally with CSS, just to add a color to the class. So, yay, finally. So let's search and see. Did it not work? Let's check out what's going on here in DevTools and see why it's not working for us. So let's get rid of the console here at the bottom. We don't need that, but we do need this. And let's move this over. Okay. Alright, so it looks like our color is not working. I messed something up. What did I mess up? Theme, palette, secondary. Oh, I know what I messed up. Check this out. So secondary does return an object, just like it says here. I was looking right at it and just didn't realize it. So I need to add main in order to return a string. I was pulling in this entire object, which obviously, you know, you can't pass objects as CSS property values. So let's go with main, and that should give us like the color in the color palette that we want. Michael Creel says Ambrose in the house. Yeah, it was Ambrose was trying to come in. Yeah, Ambrose has been sad all day because he just wants to sit here in my chair with me, and he wants me to put My Little Pony on one of my monitors. I have 3 monitors here. Oh, okay, so our secondary color is that yellow color. Interesting. Yeah, that's really hard to read like that. We could maybe change the font weight, and it might be a bit better. But anyway, what I've been doing, I've actually been using all 3 monitors, and so I said, hey, we can't watch it today. So he's pretty sad. I guess his mom won't put on My Little Pony upstairs for him. All right. Okay, that's much easier to read. What do y'all think about this? Should we try to go with the gold, or should we leave it like this? All right. Nikki says Team Gold is better than yellow. Kishore says, hey, Jesse, you didn't post the URL for your live code. Yeah, you know what? I didn't set up ngrok on this computer, so I forgot to set it up. And by the time I thought about it today, I ran out of time. Also, I'm not sure if this computer can handle running it since it's so slow already. So I'm gonna try to work out a way to run ngrok from home, but for now I do not have it. So sorry about that. John Hanson says, "Do we get a vote for My Little Pony?" Yeah, if you are My Little Pony fans, let me know what your favorite pony is in the live chat or in the comments below, and it'll be a great discussion. All right. Oh, Anna's here. She says, hey, Anna, how's it going? All right, gold. It looks like gold is pretty much what everybody wants. I don't think I saw anybody vote for yellow. Okay. I don't know what color this really is. Yep. It's like yellowy orange, but I've just been calling it yellow. All right, so let's switch it up and do this gold. I wonder if we should just make gold the secondary color in the theme. Because it seems like nobody's really a fan of this color at all. So let's do that. Let's just switch up in the theme to gold. And that'll be cool because we haven't really done any work or even looked at the theme in, I don't know, probably since it was first put in there. So let's go. I don't even remember where it is. Let's check it out. Is it here? Theme. Yep, there it is. Here's our theme. So here's our secondary. Wait, is this our real theme? Okay, our 500. That's interesting. It's interesting that main actually worked. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . That's really weird. Is there somewhere else? Let me think. All right, John says 5% darker. The goal to be easier to read. I do have a darker version of it that I've used elsewhere. That is a lot easier to read. But now I'm really puzzled here. So let me. I don't know if I explained why I'm puzzled. So we saw, we can see here that like we brought this in and we have our palette primary, like light, main, dark, right? But over here, what we're seeing is really different than that. It's not showing us those options, which I'm a little confused about because how did it work when we said main if this is what we have? So I'm wondering if we have something else somewhere. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, nothing here. It's the last place we could check is here. See if we pulled anything in here. I guess not. Alright, so we are pulling from here. Lib FUS. Yeah, I mean this is where it's pulling from. Okay. Well, I guess the equivalent of main would be this 500. So if we changed our 500 here, maybe that would do something. Let's see what value we're getting right now. I don't think it's that. Now this is our value. You know what? Let me search for this value in our project and see if it can come up. So in Visual Studio Code, you can do a search throughout all the files in your project, which is super helpful. And you can even do a replace. That's how I ended up fixing a lot of the issues when we updated FUS theme. Interesting. Okay, so that's the color that we're getting here. You know what? I'm wondering. I think it was Harshit who did this. I wonder if Harshit took the main colors and then made all these variations. I mean, there's probably some tool that will make these variations for you. That might make more sense. But since we see it here, let's try to manually change this to our gold color, which let me go on my other screen and grab the hex value for that gold color. So I do have an outdated style guide that I made over a year ago, but it is useful to grab the hex code. So I'm looking at that right now, and here we go. Alright, so here's our hex code. Let's see if that makes a difference. I mean, it should be pretty obvious whether or not that's really where the color's coming from. And if this doesn't work right now, then I'm just going to put the hex code in manually. And just so that we can move on and see what it looks like. I can always read through the documentation in Material UI a little bit more later and try to add it into the theme that way. Okay. Hey, it worked. Awesome. All right, so let's zoom out a bit and take a look at it. So here's that gold color. What do y'all think? And I realize I'm missing things in the live chat now, so I kind of couldn't keep up there. So apologies if I am missing some advice. But anyway, you all can see the gold now. My timer just went off, so I'm going to set the 5-minute timer, and I'm going to switch back to the screen so you can keep looking at the gold. Let me know what you think. Okay. All right. John says gold is great. Angie said looking good. All right. Cool. Cool. When John says the color looks good, I believe it, right? Because John is an awesome artist, so guaranteed he knows way more about colors and what looks good than I do. So I'm gonna go with that. Who else? Nicole says, "Yep, that's good." Hey Nicole, how's it going? Welcome to the live chat. So I think Nicole and Angie both. I don't know that I've seen you in the live chat before. Apologies if you have been in the chat and I just didn't see your message. But if this is your first time chatting, thank you and thanks for watching. Okay, and John's saying you need that border top still. Okay, yeah, you're right. We're gonna put in that border. Do you all remember on Project 1 where we did those search listings? We had a nice border. Who made that border? Shoot. Somebody from the live chat did some work to make that border, and I modified it slightly, but I can't remember now. I mean, obviously it shows who did it in GitHub, but anyway, maybe we'll do something like that because I really liked that border. So, all right, cool. We have, I think this is definitely better, definitely an improvement. So we're gonna keep that, and this will match. Did we ever change these? No, we didn't. So we may want, if we're going with this color here, we may want to think about, do we want to change some colors here? I'm gonna leave it for now, but just some options. Just got a message from work. Oh, okay, not really an issue. Okay. And you know what? I set that 5-minute timer and then didn't answer anything in the live chat. So let me set that again because that's not fair to you all. I'm going to scroll up to the top of the chat, try to get through as much as I can. It looks like there's a lot in there, so I may not be able to get to it all in this 5 minutes. I may have to wait till after the next session. And let's see. John says, there he is, Bartholomew Roberts, a.k.a. Black Bart. You look like a pirate on the YouTube preview. Yeah, what do y'all think about that picture on the YouTube preview? I noticed that all my pictures started looking the same. It's just like me smiling. So I thought I'd do something goofy and different just to kind of break it up. So, uh, yeah, so I don't know if that's too silly. Let me know. Let's see. DT98 says, "What's this project all about?" Um, I'm making a new website for the university that I work for. So it's a small university in Ohio, and their main, it's franciscan.edu is the website now. So we're going to replace that with this site. It's a React site, and we get data from a WordPress content management system. We pull it into React using GraphQL and Apollo, and we're using Material UI and following material design guidelines pretty closely. We have a little bit of room, to do our own thing here, but that's basically what we've been working on. Okay. All right. Vipul says, "Great videos, but got too boring due to unnecessary chat and slow development." All right. Thank you. I appreciate the input there. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you all think. I ask this question occasionally because this is not the first time that we've gotten some comments like that. Am I talking too much, or is that a good thing in these videos? And I mean, when we stop and do the question and answer stuff, I do think the slow development is an issue. I think the projects sometimes are unnecessarily slow. That's not always in my control. Sometimes, like in this case, the things happen and we had to kind of stretch out the project. So anyway, not sure I can change the project timelines that much, but I definitely could change about the talking. So if most of you think it's okay with the talking, we'll keep going. If you'd rather me cut back on that, then I'll think about doing that as well. Let's see. Okay, Michael and Nikki are talking about attaching color values here. So, you know what? I did have a plugin that did that in Atom. I don't know if I have that in Visual Studio Code. Um, oh, you know what? Nikki says it does that in CSS, but not here. All right, so maybe I'd have to get some sort of separate plugin that would do that also in JavaScript files. Okay, John says it's called Color Highlight. I'm not going to install it right now because I definitely don't need something else running, even another plugin, while we're trying to do this. So I'm afraid it'll just freeze everything up. Chris Barker asks, why are you using JavaScript to control CSS? Yeah, so in React, we use JavaScript to control everything. So CSS, HTML, it's all JavaScript. So that's kind of the React way to do it. You can use regular CSS, and we are using that as well. But wherever we can, we're using JavaScript because that's the usual way to do things with React. Right. Wow, I actually almost got all the way through all these. So, but the timer just went off. All right, I'm going to try to remember where I left off. So I didn't get to everything. So if you ask something I didn't get to it yet, please hang in there. And then after this next session, I will answer those questions. All right. So now that we have this color here, and then we still have the title, we need to do two things. One is really important and necessary. The other one I definitely want to have as well, but it's not 100% necessary. So the thing that's not 100% necessary is making that divider between each one. We're going to do that if we have time. But what we really need to do is we need some way for a user to click and get to the page, right? I've been thinking about this, and a thought came to me, I don't know, a day or two ago, and I added it in to an issue on GitHub. So let's open up GitHub. Well, we'll at least click to open it up, and we'll come back to it in a second. So what we'll do is we'll make this title clickable. We'll make it, a link, and then, oops. All right. Oh, okay, it finally opened. Okay, cool. So if I can find this issue, it will jog my memory. So I made sure I wrote it down in an issue so that I would not forget. Here's how we're going to try to pull this off, and we'll see if it works. Oh, yeah. It's under the implement search. Okay. So here, and you all can read this too on your own. It's, the repo's public, link in the description. So we're getting the data for this, from the WordPress API. So what we'll have, and we have already, is the content type. We're bringing that in. We're already displaying that. And then we're also bringing in the slug. So if we have the content type and we have the slug, for a lot of the content, that's all we need to be able to recreate the correct route, the correct URL for this. So let's try that, see if it works, and then we're probably going to find some cases where it doesn't work, and then we can kind of modify things to try to fit those other cases. So, and if this is not making sense to you right now, hopefully it'll make sense once we start to actually use it. And if it still doesn't make sense after we use it, then I can explain it more. Just let me know in the chat. I mean, hopefully it works. All right, where are we at? Search. Okay. So down here. Where are we at? Oops, here we are. Okay, should probably pull this out of here so I can more easily get to it, but it's all right now. This will probably end up being its own component at some point. So here, this span, we're going to change into an A tag. We're probably going to end up changing it into a link tag at some point, but for testing, I'm fine with just an A tag. So we need an href, and then our href, we're going to put these backticks so that we can do a template literal here, because what we want is to do we want to? We just want to do a slash for now, and so we're going to have a slash, and then we're going to use our template literal syntax to drop into JavaScript. And actually, oops, my fault. We need to go into JavaScript first to be able to use template literal syntax. My fault. Okay. If you're not familiar with template literal syntax, put a question in the live chat and I'll explain it. It's really cool and really useful. So if you don't know about it, I'm more than happy to explain it, because I think it'll definitely benefit your coding if you know how to use it. So we're going to try to recreate a route here. So the first thing we need is item dot what did we call that? Type. So item dot type, and then we're going to put another slash, and it's going to be, what is it going to be? Item. Yeah. Anyway, it just occurred to me how many exceptions to this rule we're gonna have. So we have item dot type, and we're gonna have item dot slug. And let's save that and see if it works. And it hasn't refreshed yet, so we'll have to give it a second. Okay. Alright, cool. So I have a few of you would like to know more about template literal syntax. So the refresh, we're still waiting on the refresh, so that'll give me a second to explain it. So basically, here's what you do. So anywhere that you would normally use single quotes or double quotes in JavaScript, you can instead use that backtick key, and it's the little key right below your escape key, right in the upper left-hand corner of your keyboard. So it has the little tilde character, or it can be the backtick character. So you use that, and then within it, you can type a string just like normal. But you can also put a $sign and then curly brackets, and within the curly brackets, you can write JavaScript. So this is useful in situations where, let's say, like normally, we could have done it like this. So we could have written href equals, and then put our normal quotation marks, and then we would have had to put a slash, and then we would have had to put a $sign, and then our item dot type, and then a $sign, and then our slash, and then a $sign, and then our item dot slug, right? Well, instead of having to put all those $signs in different quotes, we can just do it like this. And it may not seem like we've saved a lot of space there, but if you start adding a lot more in, it definitely does save space. And the other cool thing that we can do here is I could potentially put in a lot of HTML in this string with spaces. Like, I can hit enter here, and this would still work. Normally, you can't do that with strings. So you can essentially create HTML templates with JavaScript variables in it, and use indentation and line breaks, right? So you could hit enter and have them on multiple lines to make it look like real HTML. So it's very helpful, especially if you're not using React and you just want to make a quick template with some variables in it. Very useful. So that's template literal syntax. So you could look that up if you want a better explanation. I'm sure there are probably a lot of better blogs and videos that explain it better than I can. But that's just kind of a brief overview of how you would use that. And why am I getting an error? Trailing spaces are not allowed. Okay, add a trailing space. All right. Let's go, and hopefully this is refreshed. Yay, it refreshed, and it looks so ugly. That's fine. For now, I'm okay with it looking ugly. But here's what we have. See, so now it takes us to say major anthropology, and this says department biology header. Let's try to find one where this will actually work. So biology department text. There we go. So department biology probably will work. Let's try it. So let's click it. And hopefully I have the data with the right slug. No errors yet. Ah, no. Okay, so there was the error. Let's go back and try to find one where it works. Oh, so slow. Alright, I'll look there again. Let's see. See, some of the times it's not going to work. So, like right here, we have department/departments is the URL. Okay, so it's not going to work for that. Oh, we do have faculty. This one should work. All right, yeah, let's click on this one. So for faculty member, Dr. Eric Haney, I know we have the data for him, since we used him as an example for a while. So slow, so slow. So if anyone is watching right now that is wealthy and really impatient, and you'd like this to be sped up, you can donate to the Get a Better Computer so Jesse can live stream faster from home fund. So let me know. I can give you my PayPal and my wallet addresses for a variety of cryptocurrencies. All right, cool. So that did work. So this should work for all faculty members, student profiles, departments, and for majors, it's going to work, but it's going to work a little differently. So essentially, there'll be two different URLs that we can use to get to majors. So what we'll need to do to get this to work for more things, and I think the simplest way to get it to work, is just to add to our server and our routing function that translation object. We're going to have to add some more items to that object to have alternate URLs for certain things that fit with this. It's going to be a little bit weird to do that, but the alternative is, I don't know, I think it would be very complicated to try to switch things around and have like special rules for each content type. So for now, that's what I'm gonna do. Mad Duchess says, "Sorry, got a jet. Catch y'all later. Thanks, Jesse. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you." Okay, so cool. So the concept works. Excellent. There are some cases that aren't working properly. We'll need to take care of that. Probably won't have time this stream. Yeah, about 12 minutes left. So I'm not going to get into the more like edge cases right now. That's something I think maybe I'd like to think about more. Let you all think about it as well if you have any ideas. Michael Creel says department/departments works. Yes. Sweet. All right, awesome. So departments/departments works. So maybe there won't be as many cases as I don't know exactly why that works, but I'm not complaining. Blake says, "I love that idea, but I don't have a lot of money." Yeah, I'm like half joking with that as well. So like, please don't feel bad for me that my computer's too slow to stream. Like, seriously, only if there's somebody out there that like hit it big with crypto or something and like literally has thousands of dollars just to throw away, like, then I would accept that. Okay, but I don't want any of you like who aren't like very wealthy attempting to give me money for something because like I make enough money to support me and my family with a little bit left over. So I'm not poor. I don't need I don't want any of you who potentially make less money than me donating to my cause. I'd feel terrible about that. So anyway, let's see. It pulls the WP test DB, goes to departments, center, academics. Okay, so Michael said it is pulling some data. Okay, cool. Well, let's bring this up again then. And the last thing we'll do, I see there's some more questions in the chat. I will get to those in about 10 minutes. What we really ought to do now is style this so that we don't have these really kind of ugly old school looking links. So let's style that a bit, and that'll probably be all we get to today, which I think is significant. You know, we actually have functional links on our search page. So let's go back here, and I can get rid of this. And let's see, classes title. So let's go up to our class for title here, where we have our CSS. And so we still have the right font size, the right font weight. So we should only have to change the color, and then we'll set the text decoration to none. Okay, that'll get rid of our underline. And then our color should be, you know what? There's probably a let's check our color page for material UI to see if there's something that we should use. Where's our defaults for text? No, I don't want gray. Interesting. Okay, so there probably is something within Material UI that I could use, but just since we're kind of running out of time, I'm just going to use for color. Let's do RGBA, and let's give it 0, 0, 0. Right, that'll give us black. Wait, there's no commas, is there? I always want to put commas in there, and then it doesn't work. 0, 0, 0, and then the last one is our like our transparency value. So we're going to set this to 0.87, and that's kind of the standard. The reason we want to do this instead of just doing a gray hex value is because now that I see that, I think I should put commas. I don't know what I'm doing. You do a thing so many times, and it's like, there are commas? Okay, thank you, Nikki. And Michael says opacity. That's the word I was looking for. So opacity. So anyway, if you use a gray hex color, it's much harder to read than if you use black with an opacity setting. It will look gray, but it'll be much more readable. So always try to do that if you can, if you want gray text. And if you don't believe me, try it out. Try out a gray hex right next to an equivalent RGBA black with opacity set at whatever to get that same color, and it's amazing. The first time I tried it and saw the difference, I was wow. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that, but you can check that out. That's I didn't invent that. That's straight out of the material design documentation. All right. Anyway, so I guess we'll have to wait for the reload. Non-color. Yeah, but that should be fine. Why is our font weight? While we're waiting, let's inspect this and make sure our font weight isn't being. No, it looks like it's in there. All right, cool. There we are. So now you can see we have our color. Okay, so it looks pretty dark, like almost black, but it's not black. And great, very cool. Now, I mean, it may not be like 100% immediately noticeable, like, oh, hey, that's a link. We'll just have to see. I'd like to maybe do some testing with users and just tell them to do a search and not say anything and just see where they go to click. If they immediately go and try to click the title, I think it'll be okay. If they like try to click on something else first, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll have to change the color. Let's see. Let me check. All right, about 4 minutes. All that time to wait for an error that I knew was coming. Okay, well, I don't think I have time to implement the that border, like between that little line separating each item. So 5 minutes, yeah, and then actually it's less than 4 now. So I'm just going to go ahead and start answering questions now. So we'll cut that Pomodoro session just a bit short. Oh, you know what? And I always forget to do this. Let me take the last minute or so of the session to commit this and then push it to GitHub. And then that way, you all will have a chance to review anything that we've done. And it's a lot easier if you wanted to try to like use some of this on your own. It's a lot easier to copy and paste from GitHub instead of trying to type out what's on the video. So in my terminal, which it's a little bit small there, so sorry if you can't read that right now, but I'm going to say what I'm writing anyway. So we're going to do a git status just to see what we've done. And we've changed that FUS theme.js and we've changed search.js. So I always like to verify that first. And then that way, if I've accidentally changed some other file and I didn't realize it, then I can tell. I mean, it rarely happens, but occasionally, it does happen sometimes. So before we commit that and mess something up, I always check. So now we'll do a git add. And that adds those changes to the staging area. So these are staged now, ready to commit. And I'm going to say do yarn cm, and that's a special tool that we have here that helps us to write a good commit message. If you don't have that tool, you can just type git commit, and then you can put -m, and then in quotation marks, you can write your commit message right there in line. It'll do the same thing as what we're doing now, except you'll write your commit message all yourself instead of having this little walkthrough. So we've added new features, and what we've done is styled search results. And we haven't broken anything. Does it change any open issues? I suppose if we want to say that implement search issue, which is 74, we can reference that issue. So let's say yes, and let's put number 74. Actually, let's put number 74 and hit enter. All right, and now it'll run through, and we have our project set up to do some testing and auto formatting of the code. So if you download this, if you clone this repo and start working on it, it will auto format your code, it will lint your code, it will run tests. So just be aware of that. And it could take a while depending on the speed of your computer. So if you want to take this project and do something else with it on your own, maybe you might want to disable that. Maybe you don't like the style we use, and that's totally fine. But if you are going to try to submit code to this project, which is totally cool, if you want to do that, that would be awesome. Just be aware that that does need to run because we want to keep everything really uniform as much as possible. So you can code in whatever style you like, But then when you go to commit, it'll reformat to the style that we're using on this project, which is the standard JS style. The biggest thing you'll notice about that is that we don't use semicolons. Alright, so I'm just going to let that go while I go back to the live chat. My Pomodoro session just ended. And let me scroll up to where I left off and answer some questions. Okay, so all right, so Angie says never been before. Thanks for the welcome. I'm really new to coding and I'm trying to gain confidence. Oh, awesome. Well, I hope that this is a place that can help you get some confidence. And yeah, don't worry. Any questions are totally fine. I love getting questions, and I'm very happy to explain what's going on. I want this to be as beginner friendly as possible. Yeah, and let me know if there's anything I can do to make the stream better for you. And if it's possible, I'll definitely try it out. Chris Barker says, do you have to use JavaScript to control CSS and React? No, you don't. You can use regular CSS and just import it as normal. You could use Sass if you wanted to. So yeah, you don't have to use it like that. React is very flexible when it comes to how you want to do CSS. It actually has so many options for how to do CSS. Like I can't even keep track of them all. And through our projects that we've done on the live stream, I think we've used some different way to do CSS on every one. It seems like we're always trying out something new. Let's see. Michael says, Jesse, regarding the preview, there are new women in here today. Just saying. All right, Michael, let me know what you were saying there. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Are you saying that I should do like my normal thing where I tell everybody what the stream's about that I usually forget to do for the new people? Anyway, let me know. I guess it's kind of late in the stream to do that. I'll have to remember to do it next time though. I need to just write a little script so I can just go through it. I've been streaming for almost a year now. You think I would have sorted that out? Jason Lee says from Columbus, Ohio. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Jason. Yeah, so I'm in Steubenville, Ohio. So like right there on the border between Ohio and West Virginia, and Pennsylvania is right there as well. Who is that? Cordelia. My 1-year-old is trying to come in here now. Hi, Cordelia. She's really upset because the door is closed, so she can't get in. Nikki says, try giving that gold text the CSS letter spacing 1.4. Okay, cool. I'll keep in mind to mess with the letter spacing there. Hey, you got the door open. No. Come here. You wanna see Dada? Come here. Do you want me to hold you? No? You just want to get all my cups? She's down here. Here. Do you want to be on YouTube? Here, it's okay. I'm almost done. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Cordelia. Cordelia, say hi. You say hi? Wave right there. Wave right there. Hello. Hi. All right. Can you say hello? Yeah. All right. What? What do you want? You want milk? I don't have any milk. Do you want to go upstairs and get your milk from Mama? Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go get it. Good girl. All right, so that was Cordelia. That's my baby. All right, sorry about that. Let me find my place. Oh, okay, Mad Duchess says, "You do you. No such thing as too silly." All right, so that was when I was asking if my picture was too silly today. So thank you. um, let's see. Nikki says it makes all caps a bit easier to read if they're spaced out a bit more. Oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Inna says, "I like when you talk too much." All right, thanks, and I appreciate the input. I usually when in the past, every time that somebody has suggested that I talk less and code more, I've gotten a bunch of people say, "No, I actually like the talking. That's what's unique about this stream, that I do take the time to answer all the questions and explain things." So if I keep getting that reaction, then I'll keep talking. I think the Pomodoro method that we're using here does help to keep a balance. So I guess I'll keep going with that. And for those of you that would prefer less talking and more coding, you can always wait and watch the recordings. You can watch it on like 2x speed. I've heard that you can still understand me at 2x speed, probably because I don't talk very fast normally. And then you can skip the breaks whenever I'm talking. So, maybe that might make things a little bit less boring for you. But if it is too boring, I totally understand. There's so many other really useful videos out there. You can watch those and it'll be fine. You got to find the tools that work for you. So I totally understand that. Mad Duchess says talking is preferred. It helps to see your thought process. Cool. Angie says you haven't confused me yet. I think you're fine. Blake says, I like the talking. Development isn't slow necessarily, but it is a little during the live streams. By the way, the stream quality is good. Awesome. Okay, yeah. All right, well, I will keep talking then. Okay, Angie asks, what's React? Okay, cool. So John says you can go to reactjs.org, which is great. Let me give you just a brief explanation of what React is. So certainly you'll get a better explanation at reactjs.org, but just for you and anybody else that's watching that's not familiar with React, React is a JavaScript library that allows you to make web applications, and it takes care of a lot of the behind-the-scenes things that can be really tricky. So updating the state of your application, manipulating the DOM, so the document object model, basically the elements, the HTML elements that are on the page. So those are just some of the things that it does. It can do a lot more. Kind of behind the scenes, what it's doing is you're writing JavaScript functions, and then those functions are adding the HTML elements to the page. But it looks still a lot like HTML because there's this layer on top of it called JSX that makes it way easier to use. So you can write what seems like normal HTML, but in reality, you're writing JavaScript functions. So React, some of the benefits of React are you have these components that are really easy to reuse. You can have large projects still be like manageable. It's fast, like things happening on the page happen really fast. So I don't want to get too in depth. I said it would be a short explanation, but that's some of what React is. You've probably seen a lot of websites that use React. Facebook uses React. I'm trying to think. Instagram, at least the web version of Instagram is React. I don't know if the app is React Native or not. Let's see, what else is React? Netflix uses React. GoDaddy's website is React. I'm trying to think I'm like blanking out here, but there are a lot of websites that use React right now. So if you haven't heard of it, you've at least probably seen it without even realizing it. Nino says, is the GitHub thing that helps you push better GitHub commits available for NPM? Yeah, it is. So it's Commitizin. Let me bring up on the screen my package JSON file. I should just leave that file up all the time because it seems like I always refer to it at some point. So where is this? Commitizin, Commitizen, and then CZ conventional changelog. So those, I believe it's those two packages that are doing most of that, and then it's tied in, I think, with our pre-commit hook. So the documentation for Commitizin should cover a lot of what you need to set it up, and you can check out our project to see how we've set it up as well. But yeah, if you want to see version numbers and stuff and copy and paste it, check out the package JSON file in this GitHub repo. Oh, Nikki, I just saw that you already answered Nino's question, so sorry about that. Thank you, Nikki, for answering that. Oh, okay. So Nikki, I didn't realize. So for those of you that use the Azerty keyboard instead of the QWERTY keyboard, the backtick is next to the Enter key, and it's via Alt GR. So for QWERTY users, the way I explained it earlier is where you get it, but no, I guess not so for everyone else. So thanks, Nikki. I was not aware of that. Almost to the bottom of the chat. So if you have a question, you haven't put it in there yet, get it in there quickly, because once I get to the bottom, I'll end the stream. And if you're watching this later on and want to ask a question, please put it in the comments, or you can ask me the question through any social media channel that you can find me at. If you check out the link to my YouTube channel, from there I have linked all my different social media profiles. So reach out to me however you would like. It doesn't matter to me, whatever is best for you. And I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Carlos says, hi Jesse, what backend are you using? What's the setup for your front end? Sorry if you've said this before. Okay, so I had some answers to this in the live chat, but let me just give a really brief overview for everyone. So front end is React. The back end is, for at least for the React stuff, is we're using Node. So we're using Node and Express to handle a lot of stuff, a lot of routing and things like that. And then separate from there, located on an entirely different server, is a WordPress installation that we're just using to handle the data. We're not using any of like WordPress themes or anything like that. And so that's the setup. So the database is tied in with WordPress. So essentially we just use WordPress to manage the database. So MySQL database. We pull data out of that MySQL database using GraphQL. We pull that into our React app. The only exception being on our search page, we don't use GraphQL. We just use the standard REST API for WordPress. Nikki asked, when I was talking about the difference between gray text and black text with opacity at, I mean, we use values like 0.87 for normal text, 0.54 for input text. But Nikki says, what's the reason it looks more readable? Better anti-aliasing or something? Tell you the truth, I'm not really sure. Michael says, just a guess, but it's not as hard as the solid gray since it's slightly see-through. It could be, yeah. Michael says, just realized you're using the second terminal. Michael says, no, the picture. What picture? Oh, I know now. So when you were talking about explain the preview, all right, yeah. So, so the preview thumbnail for the video, I took a goofy picture of my face because just to switch things up, like because I normally just take the same type of picture of just me smiling. So anyway, I just thought I'd be goofy today to change things up, but this is like somewhat of a serious stream though, so. Angie says, my brother lives in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's always fun to learn where people are from because sometimes it's like find out people are actually like close to where I'm at or like really cool. One day I think it would be super awesome to have some type of meetup for all the people that like watch the stream. Either like maybe if I'm traveling somewhere and it's in a location where a lot of you are or something like that. I mean, maybe it'll just be every time I travel somewhere, I'll let you all know where I'm going, and anybody that's close, we can just like hang out or something. If any of you would be up for that, let me know. I just think it'd be fun, like to actually hang out in person at some point. Since I mean, like we spend a lot of time together online doing these streams, so it would be kind of cool. Kishore says, how to make a React app into a progressive web app, which is popping up on DevBlog.
Hey, Dada.
Hey, baby. You want to be on YouTube?
Oh, I'll be on YouTube after I wash my hands.
Okay, good girl. Yeah. So Kishore's talking about that. Yeah, so there is a recent article. I didn't read it yet, but it does talk about how to turn a React app into a progressive web app. Yeah, so check that out if you're interested in that. It is actually really easy. So we've done it before. So if you check out most of the projects that we've done, that's actually been done. Usually Harshit takes care of that. But yeah, it's just a few extra lines, and it's really cool. See, a lot of you were saying hi to Cordelia and saying she was cute, so thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just love that little girl. I spoil her so much. I hope she turns out all right, but she's just my baby, and she wants me to hold her all the time. I just can't I can't say no to her. She's so cute. Carlos says hello from Switzerland. Hey, how's it going? Hey, and this is Gemma. This is my oldest daughter. You want to say hi, Gemma?
Hi.
And Gemma maybe wants to be a coder too when she grows up.
And I think I might go to coding club today.
You're gonna go to coding club today?
I think so.
I think it's tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I think it's tomorrow morning. Yeah, so Gemma's gonna go to a coding club tomorrow.
You're gonna come with us.
Yeah,
and then you're gonna code.
Well, I'm not gonna code. I'm gonna come with you and hang out and help you out.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, you can hang out here while I'm doing this if you want, or you can go play.
I have students on I mean AR at at library.
AR what at library?
AR on the computers at library. It's this thing where you read a book and then you have to take a test on the Chromebooks on the book, and you're not allowed to look at the book. And I pretty much always get all of it right.
Good job, baby. Yeah, Gemma is very smart and always gets good grades.
Except for the one time I got a C.
A C? That happens sometimes. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And once I thought I got a C, but it was actually Charlie's paper.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if you want to stay down here, I'm going to finish this soon, so I got to answer a few more questions, okay?
Hey! You got McDonald's coffee.
I got McDonald's coffee this morning after I took you to school. All right. Let me answer these questions, okay?
Oh.
Sorry about the camera moving. So I'm going to try to get a stationary camera soon. I don't want to make any of you motion sick. Okay. Oh, Anna says, I enjoy your English. Oh, thank you. I guess it's okay English. I try.
Do you even speak English?
Who?
That person who said
Anna?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, you remember Anna. You talked to her before.
Oh wait, she doesn't speak English. She was the one who said she was going to teach me the other language, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember her.
Yeah. Try not to move around a lot. You're actually making me motion sick.
Okay.
I get motion sick very, very easily. It's like, you okay?
Yeah.
All right.
This just has a hole in it. The chair. Right.
Ooh, Nikki says, Visual Studio Code tip. Control clicking on a component name brings you to that file. Interesting. Let's try it. That sounds really cool. So let's see if I have a component name.
Okay. It's cool.
I may not have my own component name in here, or component in here at all. I should try index. That's probably where I have. Okay, so let's control click. Definition. I guess it didn't. Nope, didn't work for me. Let me try command since I'm on a Mac. Command click, control click. Okay, it didn't work for me.
Yeah, did you? A box just popped up.
Yeah,
with a ton of
they can see it. This is what they see on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, they can see it. All right. Michael says, regarding GraphQL. Oops. My window, my chat window just jumped down to the bottom, so I lost track of where it was. There we go. So Michael says, regarding GraphQL, I've sort of gotten a hand on it, but can't figure out how to connect the test WordPress database you set up. I can hard code the search result URL, but not search your main URL. Huh. So do I need to have admin rights to do the search on WordPress, or is there a GraphQL plugin that I might need?
Maybe, Dada, you
know what?
You could let the computer let him into your thing.
Well, we could. Let me. Let me. I'm trying to think over this. What could the problem could be? So.
Maybe they're not allowed to do that, so because they might mess everything up. I think that might be why. But he's not gonna mess anything up. I'm not saying that.
Okay, so you're saying so the search results work for you, but the GraphQL stuff doesn't? Is that? Let me know, because like the search uses the REST API, so that should work right off the bat with any WordPress instance. It should be fine. The the GraphQL should work too. I'm not sure why it wouldn't be working. I don't have any like restrictions or limitations set on it. At least not right now.
What if everyone who was doing it was just right next to your computer?
Yeah.
That would be crazy if they were all standing with their computers.
All right. Let me answer these questions, then we can talk, okay?
What are other questions?
There's all right here. There's more questions, see? Yeah, so they're waiting for me to answer the questions, so I don't want to make them wait for too long, okay?
That's a ton of questions.
All right, well, let's get through them. Lelit says, Vim Awesome also uses React. Cool, very cool. Blake says, I ended up getting a Surface Pro 2 again. Okay, cool. Blake, let me know how that goes for you, and how you like it. Sai, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, Sai says, learning a lot of things. Awesome. I'm super glad whenever somebody learns something from these streams. So I imagine that you all don't always learn it from me. There's a lot of really smart people in the live chat giving some good information. But as long as you learn something,
Dad, huh?
Yeah, they're smarter than me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that. Can I have gummy bears?
I don't have any gummy bears down here.
Aww. Can we go back upstairs?
Think about it. We'll have to talk to your mom.
I want gummy bears.
Let's see. Nikki says, I was watching a tutorial and the instructor used it without mentioning it. My mind was blown. It was so cool. Oh, okay, that was the tip in Visual Studio Code that I couldn't get to work, but I'm probably just doing something wrong, so I'll have to try it again later.
Can I have the rest of your coffee?
Yeah, you know what? There's coffee grounds in the bottom, so you can. I didn't even realize there was anything left. I thought I drank it all. If you don't want the coffee grounds, it's fine. I'll drink it. I don't mind it.
When I was little, Mama once gave me a whole like a little jar of coffee, and I drank it all.
Wow. Okay, and listen. Remember,
Mama's coffee.
Gemma, remember, we're gonna talk later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
My shoes. I want to say one more thing. My shoes kept getting untied in school.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to double knot them. Do you know how to double knot?
I kept double knotting mine.
All right. Well,
not double knotting mine.
Okay. Well, we can test out some knots later. Okay. Dev Moore says, hi, new here and to React. I was wondering if it's a good idea to go through your earlier projects. It could be. The only thing about some of the earlier projects are, so I've been streaming for almost a year now, so some of the things that we did early on are outdated. So, you know, a lot of the packages that we've used have new changes, and some of the changes are breaking changes. Even React has come, you know, when we started, that was pre-React 16. Baby, you gotta let me talk.
I want to say one more thing.
Can it wait?
No.
Till after?
No.
So anyway, you can probably still get some good info from the previous projects, but just be aware that some of that stuff may be outdated. So if you're okay with that, then yeah, go ahead and watch some of the previous stuff. I probably do a better job of explaining things earlier on, and like as I've gone on, I kind of just stop explaining like the same thing over and over again.
I have 2 things to say.
Why don't you write down what you want to say so you don't forget, and then we can talk about it after.
Well,
World says, did you become a remote worker? Yeah, so I'm semi-remote right now. So I'll probably be spending like a few days a week at home, a few days in the office. Carlos says, thanks for explaining. Very intricate back-end routing and stuff from WordPress to Node.js, Express, and then React. Cool. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than probably most university websites are, but I think the results are going to be They're gonna be worth
on
it.
your shirt.
Hey, no dropping
I
coffee on me.
accidentally spit it on your shirt.
Well, as long as you don't get it on my computer, I'm alright with that. Yeah, so I think the result's going to be a very fast and flexible website.
Fast and very flexible.
John says, Jesse, have you seen the movie Brainstorm? A scary precursor to your new headset. I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll have to check it out. If it's on Netflix, I'll check it out. Yeah, actually, so I got the headset in the mail today. So if you want to know more, I have a project where I'm going to work with a brain-computer interface to try to help my son Raphael with his mental illness. He has obsessive-compulsive disorder, and he has like anxiety. You can use it too. Yes! So I'm going to be working on that project. I'll probably be putting some videos on my own YouTube channel about it. So if you're interested, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link's in the description, and I'll be doing videos on that soon. I'd like to work on it like later today and tomorrow if I can. So anyway, I don't know. Hopefully I can help my son and then maybe help other people too if it works.
Whoa! Yeah!
But anyway, if you want to know more about it, watch yesterday's stream because I explain more in depth what I want to do. And there is a conversation on Twitter more about it too. So if you want to check out my Twitter, it's a somewhat recent tweet. There's a kind of a big conversation going on there. Blake says the meetup would be cool. Cool. I'll definitely let you all know whenever I'm going. Right now, the closest big city I'm to is Pittsburgh. So if any of you, Jem, this is too loud. You see the red for the microphone thing? When it gets to red, it's too loud.
Okay.
Quiet. We don't want it to get to the red. Okay.
It's like the noise meter at school.
Yeah. Okay.
Except there are a ton of balls.
Okay. Remember, you're gonna write down what you want to say.
Balls.
You're gonna write down.
I wanted to go all the way to red.
No. You're gonna hurt everybody's ears.
Oh.
Okay. Gemma. I'm gonna have to turn. I might have to turn down the mic here. Let me turn it down a bit. Hopefully, you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Gem Angel. I'm not gonna let you be down here for these if you don't quit talking. Okay? And don't shake the chair. Baby, I like having you on here, but you gotta listen, okay? Where are we at? Oh, anyway, if anybody is in or around the Pittsburgh area now, or if you're ever traveling around there, definitely let me know because it wouldn't be that hard for me to drive up and meet up there. All right, Blake's in upstate South Carolina. Cool. I may be in Charleston later. I'm thinking about going to a conference in Charleston. I haven't bought tickets yet, though, but I'll let you know if I go. I mean, I know Charleston isn't really
Dad is rich.
Upstate, but it's closer than where I am now.
Dad is rich.
Shh. You think I'm rich?
You're rich.
Oh yeah.
You're a rich man with a beard on your head.
Okay. Remember, we're gonna write down our ideas of what we want to talk about. Write them down.
Oh yeah.
John says, basically create React app out of the box, builds a progressive web app automatically. Yeah, you know what? You are right, John.
Yeah.
That's true. Like, you have everything you need for a progressive web app.
Yeah, right, Mr. John.
Gemma. Michael Creel says, have Franciscan University host a conference and pay for us to get there. It really wouldn't be that many people. Think how much we could do on a hackathon over a weekend. Ooh, yeah. Actually, that's a great idea. And
yeah,
that reminds
Mr.
me,
Michael.
Gemma.
Or Mike,
Gemma.
Whatever your name is.
Do you need to go upstairs?
No.
All right. Shh. So, I had an idea and I presented it to the head of my department at Franciscan. Gemma, why don't you go play in the other room and I'll come get you when I'm done?
Nope.
Gemma, I'm telling you, you're going to hurt everybody's ears when you scream like that because they probably have headphones on, okay?
Okay.
I don't want you hurting everybody's ears.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay. You're not going to get any gummy bears if you scream anymore, okay? No gummy bears. All right, you gotta be a good girl then.
I want to make it all the way to that yellow.
No. All right, so here was my idea. I had an idea to start a boot camp, like a coding boot camp, a code school at Franciscan. So it wouldn't be for actually for university credit, and that would actually be an advantage because being accredited and all that means like we'd have to have people with masters and PhDs teaching, and the process to get courses approved is really slow. But if we did it as this separate entity, kind of like Catechetical Institute did, that site that we did for them, they're an institute. People don't get real degrees through there. They get a certificate. It would be somewhat like that, but it would be tied into Franciscan. So since I wouldn't be like a real professor, I could teach there. Or, other people, could teach that don't necessarily need to have a degree. So anyway, I thought it would be cool, and then we could branch out, like start with web dev stuff, but branch out into maybe like some other cool things like machine learning, and then that way, like, I don't know. I think it could be useful. I think people might like that, and so it could be good for the university too. So I just need to tell the right people, I guess, and get it started. Probably find donors who are willing to donate to get it started as well. But I think it would be cool. All right, I'm gonna read it after Gemma. Angie said hello, and John said hello. Carlos too.
I thought I said Mr. Johnny.
All right.
Mr. Johnny. Ow.
Let's see.
Your beard's getting in my face. It's not even your beard, it's your hair. Watch. Technically, your beard and your hair. I think there's a line right there. Oh, I think I might have just made a line right there.
They said that you sound smart.
Oh, who said that? Was that? Who said that? Was that Mr.
John
Johnny?
said that, yeah.
That was Mr. Johnny. Hi, Mr. Johnny.
All right. Ines says you're so cute.
Cordelia's even cuter, and
JavaScripter says, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining in the live chat.
Cordelia's coming. You wanna be on.
Ines, what's the tech? Gemma, what's your shirt say?
Hi.
What's that? CCHS Crusaders. Oh, okay, that's the
Central.
Yeah, the Catholic high school here in Steubenville is Catholic
Crusaders.
Central High School, and the mascot is the Crusaders, so it's CCHS Crusaders.
Say hi.
Michael says, my youngest has autism along with ADHD, so your project sounds interesting. Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't have any medical background. I don't have experience with this yet, but I don't know. The idea makes sense that it could happen. It's just a matter of if I can get reliable, consistent data from this headset. If not, like I might have to buy a more expensive headset to get good data. But I think like it should be able to work. Let's see. Jose says cool stuff. Regards from El Salvador. Hey, how's it going? Let's see. JavaScripter says, hey, I was born and lived till age 4 in Charleston. Ah, cool. You probably don't remember that much if you left at age 4, but I think Charleston is one of my favorite cities. Really beautiful city, especially in the spring. What are you doing, Cordelia? Yeah. Yeah, you see the headphones? You want to wear them? All right. Blake says, do I get a name? I guess not. She left. Blake says, family reunion. Blake also said, "Hey Jesse, that sounds like a cool project. What language are you using?" We're actually going to use JavaScript. So Alex Castillo has done a lot of work with this already, and he has some GitHub repos where he's able to get the data and use JavaScript to display it, like on a website, like on a web app. So that's what we're gonna use. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. And all right, so I've gotten to the bottom of the live chat, so I'm gonna end this. Cordelia, you want to say goodbye? Say goodbye to everyone. Say bye bye. Noble and Savage is just here. So Jesse, I always miss your streams. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you can make it for a stream sometime soon. All right, so I am going to. I am gonna end the stream, and oh, it's Friday. I was about to say I'll be back tomorrow, but it's Friday, so I'll be back on Monday. If I have time and I work on that headset project, the brain-computer interface thing this weekend, then maybe I'll do a stream on that on my channel. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to do at least a video for my channel sometime soon. So hopefully I'll have time. If not, I'll see you all on Monday. Yeah, until then, have a wonderful weekend, and thank you all so much for watching and for all your advice in the live chat. Really appreciate it, as always. And I can't find the button to stop the streams. All right, I'm leaving for real now. See ya.